Welcome everyone, and thank you for joining me for today's webinar. My name is Warren Hill. I am the marketing leader at Alula, and we've got a great webinar planned for today. I am extremely pleased to have a few dealer partners join me to talk about their experience with Alula, Connect Plus, and some of the other tools in our portfolio. But before I introduce them, I'd like to introduce Alula's sales leader, Matt Gare. Matt, thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely, Warren. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Matt, you're a security industry veteran. You've been in the industry for 15 years, have experience in technical support, training, inside and outside sales. I'm not going to hold this against you, but you spent 6 years with Alarm.com in technical applications and sales, and you've held various sales positions here at Alula. So you've got a wealth of knowledge, and I'm really happy to have you as a co-host on this call today.
Yeah, of course, Warren. I'm excited to hear what our panelists have to say, and then also share some of my feedback as well.
Yeah, good. Well, let's get a couple of things out of the way here before we turn the time over to the Q&A with our guests. I want to take a minute and set the stage for some of the things we're going to be talking about. Specifically, Connect Plus, Alula. And since you've been out selling Connect Plus for several years, why don't you take a couple of minutes and cover some of the primary selling features of Connect Plus?
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Warren. I'd be happy to. So, I guess first and foremost, I'd like to mention that, really those partners who we've seen really thrive with the Connect Plus system, like the three you'll meet here later today, or later within this hour, are those who have really fully kind of embraced the full Alula solution and adopted us into many areas of their business. So from sensors for service work, to translators for one-off takeover scenarios, from our Bat Connect and Bat Fire communicators to our video solutions. Many have found success with the entire Alula ecosystem, not just a singular kind of product. So it just all folds in together. So now with Connect Plus specifically, as an Alula partner's core wireless panel offering, what resonates the most? Well, there's many, I would say, and I think our panelists will attest to that too. But some that really stand out for me are the versatility of the system to use in many applications, and we offer a handful of kit configurations that are tailored to various common install scenarios. It's a very easy system to learn, so training your team will be a breeze. It's a very quick and seamless install, so cutting down on installation times and putting money back in your pocket. And one I like to point out is that Connect Plus is fresh and allows you to differentiate versus the usual suspects. We have a robust and brandable app and touchscreen, all being remotely managed from our Alula Connect partner portal. And there's many other great things too, but those are a few that I just wanted to start out with and point out.
Good. No, I like that. And at Alula, you kind of touched on this, but we pride ourselves in offering options to the security dealers and allowing them to build the solution that consumers are looking for. Rarely does the one size fits all approach work. Because of this, when it comes to system controls, we offer a comprehensive mobile app, a 7-inch touchpad, and a low-cost LED keypad. And then we leave it up to the alarm dealers, like I said, to figure out what needs to go in each application. Matt, I think that the number one interface that consumers use to interact with their security system, whether it's our security system or others, is the mobile app. But also our touchpad is an extremely popular product.
Yes.
The touchpad is what I like to refer to as our all-in-two solution, that along with Connect Plus. What feedback do you receive from alarm dealers regarding our controls and the overall user experience we offer?
Yeah, so with our touchpad is great, and it really is the showpiece of a home or even a business. But you can add fully featured. I emphasize that fully featured touchpads, any Connect Plus or Bat Connect systems. Okay, How many of you knew that you could add a touchpad to a back connect system? So I just did want to point that out. With competitive systems, you get the single touch screen that has all the features and functionality, and can maybe add a couple more with lesser features. But with all four of our touchpads that are added to a system of Back Connect or Connect Plus, you can view live video, including the doorbell. You can view clips from the cameras. You can manage users. You can create home automation scenes and manually trigger things like lights, locks, and thermostats. You get full chime and voice enunciation functionality. And you'll even have the ability to brand the touchscreen with your own colors and logo. All this is true for both the Connect Plus panel and the Back Connect communicator systems as well. So, and that's on top of the great mobile app experience, which is consistent with what you see on our 7-inch touchscreen. So there's no learning kind of one interface on your touchscreen and another interface on your app. So yeah, again, there's so much more, but those are a few that kind of jump out to me.
And then another extremely important tool for dealers in our management portal, and you'll hear from one of our dealer partners that's here on the call today, how important this tool is to his business, but it's our management portal, Alula Connect. Of all the tools and capabilities that are offered on Alula Connect, Matt, are there some that you feel like are more valuable to some alarm dealers than others?
Yeah, it's a great question, Warren. There's many things that I hear, and I've heard over the course of the years, but and I actually reached out to our esteemed group of technical sales engineers for a little help with this one because they're dealing with the dealers and the partners on a daily basis. But really, the first and most obvious being functionality that our partners like is the remote programming functionalities, and they're presented in a very intuitive fashion. So we're really kind of seeing a theme here about Alula. It's easy to learn and easy to use. We have a great system overview page in Alula Connect that gives real-time status, so our partners can quickly survey their customers' systems and check the general health of the account. And then finally, when you first log in, you have this nice big easy to read dashboard that does a great job of summarizing your business with us. It includes a business insights view and a service trends view, all right on that first page immediately after logging in. And of course, there's much more, but again, those were some that I hear a lot about.
Good. Well, real quickly, Matt, you mentioned our kits. We make Connect Plus available a la carte. We also have pre-programmed kits. Our kit options include a variety of sensors and control interfaces. Some include cellular radio, some Z-Wave. We have a takeover kit that comes with a wireless to wireless translator, and that's for working with other manufacturers' wireless sensors. So a lot of different options there for alarm dealers when looking at Connect Plus and choosing what's the right system, what's the right configuration for each application. Well, enough about this Connect Plus commercial, if you will. Let's get into this discussion with our partners that have joined us today to kind of share their experience with Connect Plus, with Alula, and why they choose to continue to do business here with us. So big thanks to Rachel Rhodes, to Maciej Gerwel, and to Derek Spalding for agreeing to be in the spotlight today. Rachel, let's start with you, then we'll move over to Maciej and Derek. Please introduce yourself, your company's relationship with Alula, and anything else that you care to say as we get things started here.
Sure. Well, first off, thank you for inviting me to this webinar. I'm very honored, and it's been a joy to work with all of you. I am Rachel Rhodes. I am a business owner from Northern Indiana with my family, and our business is Cottage Watchman Security Systems. We're a local family-owned company to the Northern Indiana area, and we've been working with Alula since about 2019, and it has been a pleasure ever since. We're extremely thrilled with the product line, and I'm excited to talk about it today.
Excellent. Thank you. Maciej.
Yeah, hi, my name is Maciej Gerwel. I'm from Think Protection. So we run actually uniquely a little different than everybody else on the board, I guess, a DIY company down in Toronto. So we strictly use Connect Plus for DIY applications, allows us to, service coast to coast across Canada. And with the ease of everything that Connect Plus has helped us do since 2015, so even before Alula, we've had great success, and we continue to do so.
Thank you, Maciej. And Derek.
Good morning. I'm Derek Spalding with Virginia Sentinel Incorporated. Really appreciate the opportunity to be here, Warren, and everybody from Alula. We are a full service security company. We do electronic security, access control, surveillance systems, two-way voice medical alerts, and we're a locksmith company as well. We service Central Virginia primarily. We cover the whole state, but our core business is in Central Virginia. We've been in business a little over 40 years, and was thinking yesterday, we probably have used at least 50 different control panels over the years, and many versions of those. The founder of our company actually built the first panels for both burglar alarms and medical alerts that we installed in the first years, and then many different products. I'm really excited to be using Alula products. We've used the IP Datatel, the previous version of the cell unit, I think back in back in like 1999, we started installing analog cell units. And then when the IP BAT came out, we installed that and then have moved to Alula. I'm super excited to be using the Alula product because of many, many reasons, but probably the main one is just the simplicity of everything. So pleasure to be here today.
Awesome. And you've tried a lot of alarm panels out. Did you say 50? 50?
Yeah, I think we've used 50 different versions of panels. We were DSC dealers, Dynamark dealers in the very beginning, Apex control panels out of North Carolina. We've worked on GE and Honeywell, but primarily we're DSC dealers. And just one little thing that's different about Alula that I really like, as I was thinking about it, I have 50 panels that I've used, and each of those, some of them are 10 different versions. Alula, I'm able to take one panel and use it for a 4-zone system or a 90-zone system and put on multiple keypads. It's very fluid on how it all works together. As a dealer, that makes my job easy, stocking parts, and it makes it simple for my customers. If they have a small system and need a big system, we can just expand it. I love that part about Alula.
Yeah, that's good. Great. Well, let's do this. Let's get to some questions that I've prepared. And the general topics are shown here on this slide for people that are watching and viewing. These aren't the exact questions for the panelists here. I'll get to those here in just a moment. But Matt, feel free to jump in if you have some additional questions of your own. But let's do this. Start with Maciej. How long have you been installing Connect Plus, and what was it that caused you to make the move to the product?
Yeah, so we've, like I said, we came into business, I think, May of 2015. Back then, Connect Plus, essentially was Helix. It's the same product, I guess, just through, 8 years of firmwares and softwares, it's gotten tremendously better, but same concept at that time. So again, I had come from a large company, Alarm Force, been there for about 20 years plus, standard, traditional service role, truck roll, do the install. And the founder of that company decided to open up Think Protection, and we were focused on DIY only. So again, we had to find a panel that had a great remote tool, right? Because that was the only way we were going to do it. We had to be able to log in online, make changes, and so we went with we were with Helix, which was Resolution also for the product at that time, which then everyone came together, and we've got our our great Alula end to end. And since then, Alula's done a tremendous job on the dealer portal, which again is our bread and butter, right? So as I think now, like, a customer will call in, we install 6 or 7 contacts on Windows doors, and within 30 seconds, I can check off and have every single door behave or work a different way remotely, however the customer wants it, right? So, just the extreme simplicity and the ability to do everything remotely, is fantastic. We've gone as far now as we install bats a little bit here and there, but, we'll go, customers need replacement parts on, let's say, their DSC system. We'll actually mail them a wireless sensor and remotely program it when they receive it in their home, and they'll stick it on their door. So Alula's given us, the flexibility to take every aspect of the service call truck roll business and make it, remote for the customer, and cut our costs, which then cuts their costs, and I guess everybody's happy, right?
Lower costs, that equals happiness. Derek, I think, even though you've tried 50 different alarm panels and you've been a long time IP Datatel customer, Alula communicators, I think you're relatively new to Connect Plus. Is that right?
Yeah, that's true. So we really got into the Connect Plus because of the Bat Connect. We've installed cell units since again 1999 or maybe before, and upgraded from analog to 2G to 3G. And of course, this recent one we had to upgrade to 4G, and we had used the Bat devices, I believe, since about 2010. And so as we're looking for a Verizon unit, we started deploying those on this last upgrade that we had to do, and Alula's platform and the product was so impressive. I really didn't want to switch to Alula. Of those 50 panels, many of them are DSC and different variations of those, which I really like that product, but the Power Series is no longer being made. So we're supporting it. But as we look for products to switch to, I was going to switch to Qualsys and some other panels. And because of the ease of use of the Alula, the dealer portal, the value, I decided to try it out. We got our hands on a couple panels, played with them, and from there we just decided, no, I don't want to use anything else. We're going to just use this to take over systems, use it for our new installs, and use it for, really any application we can. And we've been really surprised at how well it fits, again, in a small home or a huge home that has a GE system that you can't get parts for anymore. So I didn't think I was going to use it. I thought, oh, I'm a DSC dealer. I'm going to stick with it. What's really helped, though, is I can still be a DSC dealer. I can still support all of those products, but I can navigate them over to Alula, give them a new keypad, a really nice interface, an app on their phone. Somebody at Alula decided to make the Connect Plus panel and the Bat Connect backwards compatible with everybody's wireless devices, and in the case of the Bat Connect, a lot of the old panels. And that really sold me when I found out I could continue to support my customers, move them to a new platform, but have all the intermix of that. That was what really decided for me that we were going to be an Alula dealer.
Great. Thanks for kind of talking me through that. That's great. We're glad to have you as an Alula dealer, so appreciate that. Rachel, this question's for you. We've surveyed a lot of customers, asked them about Connect Plus and why they choose it. And time again, we hear it's because it's so simple to learn and install. What has Cottage Watchman, what has your experience been? Has it been similar to that? Has it been different from that? What do you guys think of the product and how easy it is to learn and install?
Well, I'll start by kind of piggybacking off of Derek a little bit, as we are also a very custom installer, full service, and we've been at this also for over 40 years. So we have many platforms out there to work off of, and we've been through the ropes as far as programming. So I can definitely go on and on about the differences and the ease of programming with Alula, but that's something that not only my technicians, but my in-house staff that has to support through your platforms as well. It's probably cut our installation time and troubleshooting time in half, and sometimes even better than that, which, as we all know, trying to run our companies and be efficient and effective and everything, the shorter the better, right? As far as programming and installation goes. So as far as the ease of Alula, and from both the installer support as well as the customer with their interface, it has been overall an extremely great experience, and we are thrilled with this platform, and we've really been happy with the programming and as well as your support team.
Oh, that's good to hear. Derek, question to you. What is there a specific challenge or challenges that your business has faced that Connect Plus has really helped you address?
Yeah, the Bat Connect, first of all, helped us so much on switching from other cell units to one platform where we have a nice portal, we can manage them. So that was really the beginning. But the Connect Plus panel has the main thing it's allowed us to do is be able to have flexibility. I agree with Rachel, faster installs. We can program the unit up in our office. People that have done wireless forever, it's maybe no big deal to them. We started with a wireless product in the 1980s, and then we switched to being pretty much a hardwired dealer. We hardwire everything. Now we're doing hardwired and wireless. I love the wireless. We can program it in our office while we're having coffee and getting ready for the day and take it out to the job site and deploy it and install it. That gives our customer really good service because we're there 3 hours maybe instead of an all day process or 2 days or 3 days. So that has allowed us to be really quick and efficient. Someone says, I want a system as soon as you can put it in, when can you do it? Well, we could program one up tomorrow and have it in or the next day if we can squeeze it in and they're close enough. So speed and then versatility. And then I'd say the other thing is the upgradability. Someone that calls and says, hey, I have one of your old panels, current customer, but the keypad's broken, or can we have an app? Yes, we can give you a new keypad if you want. And it, to them, that's like getting a new paint job on your car. That's what everybody sees is the keypad.
Yeah.
So they get all the features and functions, but they don't have to upgrade their panel or 25 window door sensors that they have. We can just learn them in and replace those as needed if they go bad with Alula's product instead of the other old transmitters that maybe not be available anymore. Flexibility has just been awesome. I'd have to say, if it was one word, it'd be just the flexibility of all the things that you can do with it.
So you would agree with the statement I made earlier, which is one size fits all isn't necessarily the right approach for you.
But I would say one size fits most. I mean, it's I'm a creature of habit. I love using the same systems. It's really hard for me to switch to a different product. Alula Connect Plus panel is so versatile, though, that it's really refreshing to be able to put a lot of those other systems behind us and have one platform that's simple and consistent, because it lets me serve my customers well. Anybody that calls in has a question, we know the Alula platform, we can look at it online, and it's quick and simple. We can fix it, get them a new part. A lot of the parts are standard, across your whole platform. It allows us to give really good service to our customers.
Great. Now, Maciej, I'm going to let you answer this question first, and then Rachel, if you want to kind of chime in. But one thing that can make or break the feasibility of a wireless system is range. And because you do a lot of do-it-yourself installations, maybe you run into some range issues because your technicians aren't the ones that are out there installing it. I don't know. But I've talked to several dealers over the years that have told me several times that Alula sensors with Connect Plus, the range is incredible. I've had a couple of other experiences where I've been told that they run into challenges. But what has your experience been with our sensors and Connect Plus?
Yeah, so I think it's been very good actually. In the contrary, so I think initially we ran into some troubles with the Nano Max. Gorgeous looking tiny sensor, love it, but DIY was just tough. Like, people were just not lining them up properly. They weren't, they were putting them all over metal, and so that one posed a little bit of a challenge. So we kind of went on to the commercial door. Once we got into the commercial door, so the larger style contact you have, which is comparable to everybody else's door pretty much, 5-6 years ago. So never had a problem. You put that thing anywhere. Like, we install, we had a 16-year-old kid install for his parents, up to a 7-year-old grandma that we took an hour to get through the install, but she put it all up herself, and we never looked back, never had a worry. Now you've got your long life sensors, and yeah, they're fantastic too. We're not having much issues with those either. Commercial residences, where you've got the steel door, the windows and all that, we stick with the commercial contact, but otherwise, we do the long life sensor. We've got people putting these in, a lot of cases nowadays into their garage, which is detached from their house, which is about 50 feet away. Very rarely do we even have a problem with that. The biggest constraint there is if it gets really cold in the winter, your battery's going to suffer. But in terms of range, not much problem. And whenever we do hit a problem, and it's been far and few in between, we get a wireless repeater. We slap the wireless repeater on the side of the house that's facing where all the detached structures are, and away we go. And it's super simple as well. So we've had very good experience. I must say, very good. And like you said, because of DIY, it's more of a challenge, I think, right? Because the person doing it has no idea, right? So we're doing our best to guide them, but at the end of the day, we're at the mercy of how knowledgeable or not they are. So I must say that we've gone through all 3 iterations, and it's been great. It's been real good. And other than the door sensors, which we've gone through iterations, I don't think we've ever had a problem with a motion or a smoke or any of those devices ever. Like, the range it's fantastic. It
Good.
really is good. We go from, we're mainly residential, so we go from 1,000 square feet up to 5 to 6,000 at most, maybe. Once you get beyond that, you tend not to want to install it yourself. So, but a 5,000 square foot house, that's a pretty good range from one end to the other. So, and we very rare. I don't think we've ever had a system come back or not be able to be installed because of range.
Good. And and throughout my home, all of my windows have Nanomax on it. You mentioned Nanomax and maybe some challenges there, but I'm in a 2-story home, a basement, a main floor, and I don't have a problem with any of the sensors. And maybe it's because my panel is centrally located in the home, and so it's probably through floors, through walls. It's not more than 50 feet away from any sensor, and probably through 3 or 4 walls and 1 floor, but I don't have any problems with those. Rachel, what has your experience been like? What do you hear from your technicians?
Well, I'll start by saying excellent. So we have, again, very custom installer. So I work with all of our local contractors, very heavily involved with the Builders Association. So we do a lot of hardwiring as well, like Derek was saying. But we also go in after builds are complete. So when the painting is done, if they're wanting to go with more of a cost-effective solution and they don't want to pay for all the cables to be run, then that is when we go with more of an Alula solution. Or if they call us and they are just cold calling in to add security to their home that's existing, then Alula is perfect for that. Now, most of my new build projects that are complete, especially, I'm going to focus on those because my custom contractors, you're typically looking at 4,000 square feet and up. The last one I did was right around 10,000 finished square feet. So we're talking very large homes. And for me, the distance, not only distance, but penetration is key. And getting that through any of the previous wireless systems has been, I'm going to be quite honest, without a repeater, it's been impossible. High powered receivers or repeaters, we have to have those. It's imperative with any other system. And with Alula, that has not been the case. It has been flawless, even on these monster new build projects. So that has been extremely impressive. We've been thrilled with that. As far as once the system is installed, we haven't had to do return trips on distance or any kind of issues with the sensors themselves. I have systems out there that are aging 2 and 3 years now, and they're just now either questioning why they haven't got a low battery alert or starting to receive them and needing batteries. So that again in itself is super impressive, because that sometimes is near impossible to get any battery life out of these devices. So we're thrilled with the product. Another thing I'm going to mention, because it's not super common for other installers, and maybe the other two can relate on this call, that I often have additional buildings, so outbuildings, shops, garage that are disattached, especially on seasonal residences. So where you have the lake home on one side of the road, then you go opposite side of the road, you have the garage apartment or guest house or whatever you want to call it. Or you have a home in the country with an outbuilding that they want to secure because they have their either tools, valuables, or whatever ATVs in their extra building, and they want to secure it. Understandably, in any other system, unless you're going to hardwire a cable between the two buildings, which is what we always used to do, right? Before this wireless had even this capability that it could do that. Now we can simply bridge over with the wireless. And if it's of great distance, we'll use a repeater. We'll, of course, test it first. But I have one out there now, well, multiple, but I'm going to pick on this one because it's so impressive to me. We went about 80 feet through a steel wall of their shop, did not use a repeater, and went 40 feet across and 80 feet down, and I am still not having range issues. So it blew my mind, honestly. I was super happy with that application. It's been installed for over 2 years now. I haven't heard a peep from the customer. I check in now and then on the system, and it's performing. It's doing great. So for me, having multiple buildings is not uncommon. It's very normal for my applications, and having 4,000 plus square feet. So one thing, like I said, that I wanted to focus on is the size of my projects for these wireless installs in some applications, and the performance has been amazing.
That's
Yeah,
that's
sorry,
impressive.
just to touch on Rachel's comment there, I guess with the batteries is I gotta agree the battery life is astounding. So we're into 8 years now, and now is when we're getting calls of people and they don't even know there's a battery in there. They're like, "What? There's a battery in there?" I've never
Yeah.
like I never knew because I never it's been 8 years, and we're like, yeah, I mean it's so a lot of companies will say 5 year battery life and you'll never touch it. You guys are like 5 to 7. I'm hitting 7 every single time. Like I'm
It's
never
amazing.
like I batteries are unbelievable. So even a lithium battery at $4 when you got to change it every 7 years, nobody complains, right?
They're solar powered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow they're getting their power from the light fixtures and things like that in the home.
Well, and I mean, to be safe, I always pitch it to my customer that, you might get 3 to 5 years out of your battery life just to kind of cover us. But yeah, to hear that is so encouraging, because, like I said, we started in with Alula in 2019. So we're a little bit newer to the product, I'd say, than a couple of the others. But we're not receiving calls on having to update any batteries yet, and it's amazing.
It used to be when we installed a system, we would have to plan on replacing the backup battery about every 3 years, just as routine maintenance, help prevent false alarms. And we would plan on replacing all of the wireless transmitter batteries 3 to 5 years maximum, because otherwise you get calls all the time from, two transmitters, are low. So it's going to be really refreshing. We're still kind of new and a couple of years into the Alula Connect panels, but that's going to be really nice to just go out on a 5 or 6 or 7 year period, replace their backup panel battery and replace the other transmitters. I'll tell one quick story. We installed in a building built in 1886, a historic building. We have a lot of those in our area, and 3 levels. Because it was built then, the walls are 2 feet thick concrete inside plus brick outside. All of our equipment was inside. I ordered 2 repeaters, put it in a couple weeks ago. The repeaters are still sitting in the floor of my office because we wanted to try it without them. We use standard long life transmitters everywhere except for maybe 4 or 5 that we use the larger transmitter the Mache uses. And I was totally astounded going through 3 floors of concrete that with my panel in the middle, that I would get a signal. We haven't had anything drop out yet. We've done a lot of wireless transmitters over the years of all different manufacturers. That was really, really impressive to me. That's exciting because it means less truck service calls, less frustration. And I love that you can look on the web and the interface and take a quick snapshot and see the signal strength of all of your transmitters, so you know you have a problem before you have a problem. It's awesome.
That's good. Matt, you've been quiet for a bit here. I haven't really let you jump in. Do you have any questions for any of our guests here?
Warren, you did a really good job with the questions, and guys, great feedback, and it's really great to hear you've had some successes. I guess I would like, if I do have some questions specifically on, what's been your experience with the mobile apps, with the mobile app, I guess the kind of the customer facing stuff. What do you hear from your customers, and what have your successes been in terms of I guess the platform?
I can jump in on that, I guess, if no one's getting in. Yeah, so yeah, nice to see you again, Matt. So we started our journey actually with Matt, so it's exciting to see him again, see him move up the ladder there. But yeah, so Matt, as you know, mobile app is very heavy for us because with DIY, we're very cost conscious. So we actually, you guys probably don't even see it there, but we actually use the very mini pin pad as kind of the standard. So the super basic, like no information, just because we feel like if you're going to do DIY, you're a little bit technologically advanced, you want a little bit more, and you want to control it yourself, right? So you're going to use the app. And the only reason I give you that other little pin pad is if your phone's dead or you happen to lose internet or something, you walk in the house, you got a way to disarm it, right? So, the app's been very important to us, and we've had great success with it. I mean, we've done some different interactive dealers over time, and this, definitely the Alula one is very solid, robust, and again, like everything else, like the dealer portal and everything else, it's so simple to use. You turn it on, there's 3 buttons to turn it on. That's it. Like, you press the button you want, and you press the button to disarm it. You're done. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all people care about. They just want to arm and disarm the system. They're, so yeah, we've had tremendous success with the app. Very heavy into the app, very low into kind of the other peripherals. So it's worked very well for us.
I'd be happy to speak next on that. One of the biggest compliments to the system that I hear from customers is how the app, and I know, Matt, you mentioned this in the beginning too, is how the app and the touchscreen look exactly the same. It's copy paste. Oddly enough, that is not common. With other platforms that are out there, they look different on the app than they do on the keypad. And oftentimes, they're used to having the push button keypad, and then you have the app, which can be very confusing to navigate through. So seeing the same thing, especially for those who are logically not savvy, if I can say that correctly, that has been so important. And we also do a lot of home automation devices. So being able to see everything through the same interface, be able to, manage all of that remotely. Everything has been so simple for our customers. I know another big compliment that we receive on the touchpad itself is the sleep mode, so that the screen goes black, because when they're in their bedroom and they don't want a bright light on the wall, they can just make it go dark. So that's been another big thing that they like, as well as the video feature. They like to see the doorbell camera and their Wi-Fi cameras or whatever solution they have through you guys, being able to see it all through the touchpad or the app. Again, copy, paste, same interface, same look, all very easy for them to navigate through. So that has been huge for our customers, and they have really, really enjoyed that.
I have to second that. We have a lot of older customers, so we have a lot of people that really like the keypad more than the app. Oh, they have smartphones. Everybody has a smartphone now. We're saturated in the market. People use it to text, and everybody's used to it. But there's still some people that just like the traditional keypad. But what I like is that you have the ability to do it all. The app is consistent. That is so nice. I get frustrated with software. Software is supposed to be soft. You can change it. You can hit one button and make it do a bunch of things. It's complex, but the customer doesn't have to see that part. That's what I love about software. It's surprising to me how many companies don't get that, and you'll ask about a feature and it's complicated and it's different. and it's difficult for us as installers, much less for the customer. So I have to tell you about a customer I'm going to call Bill because that's his name, and super nice older gentleman, great customer. He came in, thinks like an engineer. We had 3 meetings. He wanted to know all the details of the system, see it. We had 3 meetings, probably hour and a half each, couple in the home, one in our office. It was great. I love people like that. Answered the questions. He lives with his daughter, and they said, "Hey, can you do this system for us?" Long story short, we did the Alula system, but he wanted to know when we're putting it in, well, can you set it up where I can have a remote control? Because his old system from Florida had remote controls. I'm like, yeah, we can do that. And then he said, well, can I have 4 remote controls for my kids? I said, no. He said, what do you mean no? Well, they don't use remote controls. They just talk and stuff happens. They use the app, like Rachel was saying. So I said, we can get you remotes, but they're not going to use it. How about we just give them the free app and let them control it? Oh, that's great, but you can have the remote control you like. He said, hey, can we put contacts on the shed in the back? Yeah, we can do that. What about the keypad? It gets around a little difficult. Can we put the keypad low where I can get to it? Comes with a base station. We don't have to mount it on the wall. Let's mount it next to your custom TV station that you did right next to the door. He said, oh, that's great. And then he said, well, can we control the locks with it? Yeah, we can put a couple of push button locks on it. Can I control the lock from the keypad? Yes, you can. Well, how about this? Then, so we got it all done and installed. And one other thing he said, can I have an LED light? I want a green LED light at my door and a red one. The red one I want it to be on when the system's armed, the green one when it's off, because that's what I had on the system maybe from 20, 30 years ago. We've seen systems like that probably, Rachel.
Yep.
I said, yeah, we can do that. So we use some Z-Wave modules, a couple of programming rules, all on the Alula, a couple little simple power supplies, some LED lights, and mounted them next to his door. So when he hits his remote or the phone or the keypad, he can see those lights. So then we one-upped him. I said, how about this? How about when you push your alarm system and turn it on, it will lock your door for you?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great. I said, how about this? How about when you're going out the door and it's a little difficult, you're taking time, how about when you push the button on your quick set lock that integrates with the Alula platform, it automatically locks the other lock, and then it arms your system to a way, and it turns on your red light showing your system is armed, and all you have to do is just go over to the car and get in, all with one touch. He's like, oh, that's awesome. You would have thought it was like Christmas time. It just was a great example of how something that is handy or just convenient for a lot of people is really, really useful and practical for someone that has some mobility issues. We were able to do all of that on the Alula platform using new and old technology to make it simple. The thing's doing a lot of stuff in the background, but the customers don't care about that. He just cares I can just press one button and smile because everything happens and he gets in the car. So the flexibility is just awesome. So I had to share that story. Thank you for letting me share it.
You guys are making it sound too easy. Well, I am afraid that we've got to wrap things up here. I think appreciate the responses to all those. And Matt, thank you for asking that question about the user experience. Let me go to my last thing here. If you want to keep learning about experiences other alarm dealers are having with Alula and Connect Plus, check out our customer testimonial page. We've got short videos and written testimonials that feature dealerships like WH Security in Minnesota, Command Corporation in Connecticut. And each of these companies are sharing their story and telling why they choose Alula and Connect Plus specifically in most of these testimonials. To Derek and Maciej and to Rachel, thank you so much for joining me here today. It's been a pleasure. Your experiences and insights have been informative for me and hopefully for many of our audience members. Matt, thanks to you for joining me here. It's been good to chat with you and have you on the call as well.
Yeah, thanks so much, Warren. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks, Maciej. Thanks, Derek. Really appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you for having
Thank
us.
And
We
thank
enjoyed it.
Alula partners. We really appreciate your partnership. For our audience here, thanks for making the time to join us. Hopefully you've learned something. that can be taken back and help make your business operate more profitably. Until next time, have a great day.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.